If you are looking for top-of-the-line dashcam for your car, consider this latest flagship from 70mai. The model is A810. And it's not only a flagship for this company, but also the entire dashcam market. For the front 4K high-resolution camera, it features the SONY Starvis 2 IMX678 image sensor, which is the best in class available today. Plus, it has a dual channel HDR, which is must-have if you want to get decent footage at night in the dark, and much more. I'm talking about serious performance. In fact, this model has so many features and so many details to talk about that I decided, instead of making one video, to make a series of videos about this particular device. So this is the video part 1, where I'll unbox it, and I will show you how to easily install it in your car, as well as how to set the settings properly. You can do everything by yourself. I'll show you all the tips and tricks. So do not go anywhere. Coming up. I recommend starting the installation by placing the rear camera first. I'll position it in the upper middle of the rear window. But first, we need to attach this electromagnetic sticker. I'll place the camera inside this dotted rectangle, which helps to easily remove the camera anytime in the future without leaving any marks. So the rectangle has to be in the middle. The sticker has to stick more to the right, while the camera will stick to the left, unobstructed by that sticker. Make sure to remove all the air bubbles. Here is the rear camera, which attaches to the rear window via this double tape. Then you can adjust its angle to 360 degrees. It connects to the main unit via this one single cable. It's very small, a bit longer than half of my finger. Remove the protective film from the lens and the double tape. Place the camera inside the dotted rectangle in the opposite direction of the sticker, so the film does not cover the lens, and apply firm pressure until it sticks. You can tilt the camera to the best position, but we'll adjust it properly after we finish the installation. The camera is in place, but we must connect it to the dashcam. We'll use the included cable, which we need to run from the rear to the front of the car. Connect the camera first, and since it's positioned at the top of the car, I recommend running the cable inside the headliner. Remove the weather stripping and pull down the headliner so you have enough space to stick your hand. I bought these 36-inch zip ties to help me push the cable inside the headliner. I hope it's long enough to reach the rear door. Now let's release the weather stripping inside the rear door and try to locate our zip tie cable. In this particular car there is not much space to put my hand inside, because there are too many other cables in my way, and it looks like a 36-inch zip tie is not long enough. So what I'll do is connect two zip ties together to make one long 72-inch cable, which should be long enough. Cut any excess pieces so the cable doesn't get stuck anywhere while you pull it. Try to straighten it up as much as you can. I'll push the cable from the rear door in the reverse direction, opposite to what I tried before, since I have more room to stick my head at the back of the car, and it will be easier to find the cable that way. Got it. Here it is. Now you can see the cable running under the headliner, connecting the rear door with the back of the car. Now I'll use the insulation tape to tie the rear camera cable to a zip tie. Make sure to tape it smoothly without any sharp corners, so it won't get stuck anywhere while you pull it through. Pull the cable carefully without any extra pressure. If it gets stuck somewhere, go back and forth until it finds a way to come out on its own. Patience is the key. Don't pull too hard when the cable is out. Leave a little room for the trunk door to travel up and down. Now let's close the headliner and reinsert the weather stripping back in its place. You can leave the cable hanging like this, or for a more professional look, you can tie it up to this connecting rubber sleeve. Don't remove the zip tie just yet, because you still need to push the cable from the rear to the front door and all the way to the front, the same way as I just showed you, until it comes out at the front of the car. Get a second electrostatic sticker for the front camera, which will attach inside these dotted lines. I'll place the camera in the upper right corner, but you can put it anywhere, according to the layout of your particular car. Attach the sticker and get rid of any air bubbles. The dashcam has a built-in front camera with an adjustable angle. A detachable base snaps right here. So the dashcam can be removed from the car, but the base will always stay on the windshield. On the side there is a big speaker and a power button. The opposite side features inputs for the rear camera and power, as well as a slot for a memory card. The dashcam is so tiny it fits across my hand. Is about a finger long, but somehow it manages to house an impressive 3-inch IPS display with 4 buttons underneath. Before anything, insert the memory SD card, attach the base, and insert the rear camera cable that we ran from the rear. The power is just a USB-C to a USB-A cable. If your car doesn't have a USB input, you can use an included cigarette lighter adapter. And that's a nice adapter, since it splits into 2 USB inputs. You can use one for dashcam and the second for anything else. In my case, I will use a cigarette lighter adapter. So the dashcam has only 2 cables. One for power and the second for the rear camera. Very easy. If you want to take advantage of the parking monitoring features, you'd need to get the 70mai hardwire kit for a more permanent wiring. I'll make a separate video on how to do it. Remove the protective film from a double tape and we're all set to attach the dashcam over the electromagnetic sticker. Apply a little pressure until it takes a firm hold. Included is this convenient prying tool that you can use to hide the wires inside the headliner. So let's make sure our installation looks clean and professional. So the last thing is to insert the cigarette lighter adapter for power. And bam! We're in business, people. The front camera is slightly off and the rear camera is upside down. But it's not a big deal, I'll show you how to fix everything. This 70mai dashcam system comes with a very comprehensive owner's manual and a separate manual just for the rear camera. Park your car on the street to adjust the positioning of cameras and set all the settings. Let's turn the dashcam on. But you must set the settings before you start using it. So get your smartphone and go to your app store. Then search for the 70mai app. Here it is. Download, install, and open it. If you use it for the first time, you have to click on Sign Up. Enter your email and click on Get Verification Code. You'll have 60 seconds to enter it. So go to your entered email and copy the code you received. Now let's go back and paste it. Create any password you like for this app, checkmark the agreement, and click Submit. Click the plus sign to add your device, then allow the connection. And you can see the 70mai found in the upper left corner. Touch it, and you need to press the checkmark button on your main unit to authorize the pairing. Congratulations, the dashcam was added successfully. Still, it will not work until you connect this app to the dashcam's hotspot. So go to your Wi-Fi settings and select 70mai network. The password is 123456778, but you can change it later. Hit connect and select always connect, so you don't have to repeat. Now let's go back to our app and touch connect to dashcam. Now it's very important to select a precise location, not an approximate one. Checkmark don't remind me again. And now you can control all the settings. You can see the live view of the front camera, and now is the time to adjust the angle of view by tilting it with your hand. I like positioning the view as high as possible, where you can still see just the edge of your front hood. Tilt the angle by watching the live view on your cell phone. Now, click the circular button to switch the view to the rear camera. As you can see, the rear camera records upside down, but you don't need to reinstall the camera because you can flip the image electronically. But I'll do it a little later. First, let's click on Settings. There are lots of them, but I'll show you just a few important ones. Recording resolution. Keep the highest 4K for the best quality. I want to change the video clip duration from 1 to 3 minutes. Make sure to enable HDR. It's a must if you want good video footage in the dark at night. Besides video, I also recommend recording audio. I want my screen to stay on all the time. And I'd like the dashcam to turn off after the vehicle is stationary for 20 minutes. Calibrating the dashcam time is very important because the timestamp will be embedded in your video footage. If anything ever happens, it's essential to have the time proof of when it happened. Touch it and sync the time on the dashcam with the time on your cell phone. I'll change the date format to month, day, and year since I'm in the United States. And for the speed units, I'll switch from kilometers to miles. There are many other settings, but I'll discuss them in my upcoming videos. And let's exit for now. Besides settings, you can enter the album menu from the same screen. Just select Don't Ask Again. Here you can access all your recordings, videos, photos, parking footage, etc. You can select videos, for example, and pick front video or rear to display all the recordings. Instead of recording one big video, it's broken down into smaller 3-minute clips. Then you can play any clip right on your cell phone, or hit the select button on the top right of the screen and then touch the download button on the bottom to save the footage to your cell phone. From there you can transfer the footage to your computer. And now let me show you how to flip the image of the rear camera so you don't have to reinstall the camera physically. Interestingly, it's only possible after you update the Dashcam's firmware. So let's exit the menu, touch the little hamburger button, and click on Firmware Update. And as you can see, there is a new software update, so let's download it. Once it's downloaded, click Push to Dashcam Now. Once you finish updating, the Dashcam will shut down and restart. And when you go back to settings, bam! Now we have a new menu, mirroring and rotation. Select it and switch the rotate 180 degrees as well as horizontal mirroring to have a real-time picture. It looks perfect now, but I still need to tilt the camera just a little bit. I want to point the camera slightly lower, and you can monitor the live view right on your cell phone. Now it looks perfect, but you can correct it anytime. I do my own research based on real-life testing that I demonstrated in this video. If you'd like to get this high-end 70mai dashcam system for your car, I placed all the links below this video in the description area. It is currently on sale, plus you can use my discount promo code to save some extra money. And if you purchase one via my link, I may get a tiny commission to support this channel.